like you're sitting back struggling in your own way. You in your own way. Your thoughts and feelings about other people or other situations, you in your own way. You don't even understand that you have what it takes to fix your own problems. But instead, we have been so conditioned as blue collar people to put ourselves in a position where we don't even have our own power.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And we're back in the lab once again at 4:17 a.m. on this Saturday morning. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. And we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. How are we doing, Mac?
I'm feeling inspired, bro.
Inspired? Okay.
I'm feeling inspired, bro. There's been a lot of things going on, and I've been peeping a lot of stuff, and the only thing I want to do is finally get back to what I was supposed to be doing from the beginning.
Man.
And I'm excited about that.
Okay. It always baffles me how it's so easy to get off track or overlook that. I know we preach this a lot about, people like putting their talents second to survival. It all boils down to survival. You get into this mindset of, well, I can come back to that, and then get trapped in a 9 to 5 or get trapped into job hopping. At my job, we've had a couple of guys leave, and now it's kind of like the rest has to pick up the slack. But the only reason they left is because they got like a better opportunity at another job. But it's like the pay is a couple of dollars. It may or may not be a little bit closer to their home or something, but it's, like you said before we got on the podcast, it's all it's the same. It's all at each location, it's the same. And that's not just for like, Amazon, every
industry to industry. It's all industries. It's all jobs. Yeah, man. I'm the type of dude that, like, at one point I willingly took a pay cut to get more time back. I willingly took a pay cut for my peace of mind. I mean, I was working for Walmart distribution and making $22 an hour, and everybody was like, "Bro, like, why would you give that up?" And I'm like, "Bro, I wasn't happy." Like, I literally, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like, I was walking into the building, and I would just smell the inside of the building, bro. And like, I would get so tense that I would get ill, like to the point where I was like physically about to vomit. Like, it was that bad. Like, I hated that place so much that the smell of it. Like, I would smell something that reminded me of it while I wasn't at work, and immediately get ill again. Like, I was there, bro. Like, for real. Like, it was that serious. And I thought it was something like, I was allergic to something. Know what I mean? So I'm asking around like, yo, this ever happened to y'all? This ever happened to y'all? Like, none of my coworkers like, nah, That don't happen to me. Nah. I asked my manager one time, and I was like, "Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it's this certain smell in this building, and I don't know what it is. I can't explain to you what it is, but the moment I smell it, it makes me ill, like physically ill." Like I told my manager that. She was like, "That's weird. What smell could you be possibly smelling that makes you feel like that?" I was like, "I don't know, but it's in the air of the entire building, like, and it gets stronger in some spots. Like I don't know what it is. Like, have you ever heard of that?" And she was like, "I don't know. It sounds like stress."
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, that don't feel good.
Right.
Like, what the
Oh
fuck do I do about
man.
that? What the fuck do I do about that? Like, if the whole building's stressing me out, like, where do I go?"
Mhm.
So, and I took that pay cut, bro. I got fired from there, but I I I I was happy when it happened because it gave me an excuse to go find something else. And granted, at the time, like I could have focused on what I was supposed to be focusing on, but at the time I was living in my mom's house, so like I can't necessarily focus on what I want to focus on if my mom is like begging, like hounding me to get a job. You know what I'm saying? So, I still couldn't focus on what I was supposed to focus on. And, because I was already past the years of, being in the house and trying to figure your life out and trying to go for it. Like I should have already been doing that, but I spent a few years away from home, came back home because I had that mentality of always find your safety net. It went over. It went over. The crowd ain't cheer on that one. I'll move past that one, but um, I had a safety net mentality, bro. So I kept going back to the safe option. I kept going back to my mom's house. I kept coming back to Petersburg. I had already left here. I'd already left here, bro. Like I was gone. Like, and I said I was gone and I was gonna stay gone, and somehow I ended up back here because I kept going back to that safety net, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, we've mentioned this before. You guys gotta use that. I ain't gonna say get rid. I mean, getting rid of it will give you that push, that edge you need to uh get to spots in life that you've never reached before. Because once it's gone, you're in that mode where no matter what I do, it has to work. And I don't know why people don't shoot for that, because that reward at the end is fulfilling. It feels amazing once you plan something out. You go for something that you love to do, that you want to do, and you finally accomplish it. And like, you got to smile from ear to ear, like every day. Like, why? Like, how happy was you when you published the first book? You took it to your first con and you made your first sale.
I know how to manage my expectations, so it's like and I've been talked to about that. So I don't know if I'm the right example for it, because I just know where I'm supposed to go. Like I get like a brief moment of excitement, and then I move on, bro. Like real talk. Like I don't hold on
Okay,
to it for long.
okay, okay. You know, um, mm,
Yeah,
I ain't
I,
gonna
I
say
just don't know
I
if
ain't gonna
I'm
say
the
it's bad.
example. I just don't know, cause bro, like for real,
Even if
like
it's
I've
brief, it's
I've
still.
I've I've known people
Mm,
to take too long to celebrate.
mm, right.
Like you celebrate something and I ain't trying to get off topic, but you do something and you celebrate for it, and then you celebrate some more, and then you celebrate some more. Next thing you know, you forget to keep moving forward.
Mm,
And I just don't want to do that to myself. Like I spent way too long celebrate nothing. So why do I need to stop and celebrate the stuff that I was supposed to be doing in the first place?
Okay. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. But I mean, like I said, even though it's brief, it's still a W under your belt, and you use that to use that for multiple things. Use that for uh that push you need to go continue on. You already seen that this works. We've said in a couple of episodes before this one that you see that you have a skill that is profitable. You see that you have a talent that people need. You have a service that people want, and you would rather sit there and build up a service product or whatever for someone else but not your own, because of that opposite feeling you get when you don't accomplish it, or you make a mistake at it, or you did it and it didn't give you the results you needed. So instead of working and continuing, you stop and regress and you go back to that safety net that we all know of, that 9 to 5. You go back to your mom's crib, your parents' crib, or whatever. You go back to what's comfortable, what you know. And instead of growing, you revert back. You just become stale. You become stagnant in life.
So a lot of all right, let me preface it like this. Because we got a friend who very affluential friend of ours. She just happened to post one time the average of people who are adults that don't move more than 50 miles away from where they grew up. And that number is high. I guess like 89% or something like that. Like, it's a high number of people who don't move away from the place that they grew up. And when Alyssa saw it, she was like, maybe we have become those type of people that we learn every lesson, even if it ain't meant for us. But Alyssa, she looked at it, she was like, we gotta go. And I was like, well, you from Colorado, like, chill out. And she looked at me, she was like, no, but you not. And I was like, oh,
ooh.
Ouch.
Hit you with
Ouch.
the it's
Yeah.
not me, it's you situation real quick.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow, like that's crazy that you said that, and this is like in the middle of us already doing what we said we were going to do. We haven't revealed it to the podcast yet, but I guess we'll talk about that after we start it. That's how we do. Yeah, leave them on their toes. But yeah, man, I stopped to think about it. And that was a while ago when it came up, and that kind of solidified my decision to do what I'm about to do. But like I don't know a lot of people who are, how do I say it? I don't know a lot of people who haven't been victim to that statistic. Like, it's not a lot. Like, and I don't know if it's the environment thing. I don't know if it's a location thing. Like, I don't know if it's like cities with more affluential people where, there's a lot of different people from different places. Like, I don't know if that's the case or not. And it's mainly because I haven't been to a lot of places. I haven't been there. Like, I've I ain't gonna say I've gone around the world. Like, I've been to multiple continents or whatever, but like, I've been to a lot of places. Like, I was in the army. The army moved me around a lot. I moved around a lot just on my own will, just doing random things over the years, going to certain events in certain places. Like for real, like I've been to Detroit a few times, been to Chicago, yeah, New Orleans, bro. Like I've been to a lot of places. Like I've been to everywhere, except like the very center of the United States, and all the way to the West Coast. Like I've been to just about every state in from the towards the East Coast, right? Like so, and for whatever reason, I always ended up coming back to this place. Like no matter how many times I've been exposed to something, no matter how many times like I've seen people live better in other locations, like for whatever reason, I still always came back to this place and still always recognized this place as home, even though I don't even like to.
Mm.
Like, get how deep that is. Like, yo, you don't even like this place. You hate this place. You can't stand it. You don't even, bro. Like, I've gotten to a point now that like I'll see somebody that I went to high school with, bro, and I won't even acknowledge their presence. And like, I get mad at the fact that I see people that I went to high school with, and I'll be like, bro, like, what is wrong with you? Why are you still here? Like, this person think they the same as you.
Mm.
And like I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anybody, like, but I'm just saying, like, yo, you know you can be doing better. You know you got something in you. Like you can't make anything here. It's not like a convention is going to come to where you live at your hometown and blow you up. Like, bro, you got to get out of there. You got to get out into the world, bro. Like nobody's going to know who you are from here. Like it's almost like you trying to shine a spotlight down to the Earth's surface from the moon. Like you can't do it.
I feel that. And to make what you said like real practical, like real close to home, like just imagine, like take a look back at like your family tree, just like 2 generations, and you can see that like that no greater than stepping out of 50 miles from your hometown is real. Like luckily I was talking, and it's crazy that you mentioned that, like because I was talking with my brother the other day, just yesterday even, and like he had did the whole ancestry thing. He had some downtime. He in the military, so he just sat down and looked up uh the family tree. He was putting all that together, and it's like uh mom and dad met like neighboring cities. They were neighboring cities, like 20 minutes away from each other, right? And then grandma and grandpa, something similar. It was close vicinity, and then further back, same thing, and it just kept repeating and repeating. And I'm like, seems to be a pattern here, and then what you just said just kind of brought that to light. Like how many people's family tree is something similar, or just the same vicinity. Like mom and grandpa grew up down the road, uh, other side of the family, they, down the street, take a right at the corner and so forth and so forth. How many people have that story?
I mean, I've seen it happen, and um I've seen it happen so much that people end up accidentally being in relationships with people that they actually related to.
Yeah.
And like I said, bro, like in my city, the name Jones is
Mhm.
huge. Like it's fucking huge. And remember, I told you that my family's maiden name is Jones.
Right.
Like I've had, like I know people with the last name Jones who will swear up and down they're not related to me, but I'm like, bro, like if we take a look at this and
Mm-hmm.
we were to check back in the history books, like at some point somebody in our family is going to be connected. we're in the same city. People get around. It's not like people out here staying to themselves or whatever. Like everybody on everybody. Like it's a free fall. Like for real. Like at some point, I know we can find somebody who connects us. Like whether by marriage or whatever. I don't know. Like so. I don't know, man. Like and I've seen it happen so many times, man. People got to break up. Like you at a party and you like, well, I guess we need to stop this. You know, let's not tell nobody that this even happened. I don't understand how this happened. You don't? Okay. All right.
Insane. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how almost I'm gonna say some people don't even witness the other 98. Pretty sure it's a little bit larger than that, but 98% of the world, because of situations like that, because of safety nets, because of the old ball and chain. You know, you might take a vacation for 2 days, but you're getting a small glimpse, a small fraction of life. People still think that's a okay, comfortable spot. Like, you ask a person how they doing, and it's like, man, I'm doing all right. Same old, same old. I'm like, why put yourself through the same old, same old? Why aren't you working as hard as you can to do something extravagant, do something extraordinary? We just sitting here, just like getting older. You're not working out, you're not staying in shape, so you're wasting away. And people see that as okay. Like, as long as the bills are getting paid, this is okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I made that statement about what you said when we first got on. Cause I don't like that. Like
Uh,
I feel the same way about that. Like, yo, like if nothing good is happening, then make something good happen.
Mm.
Because I've been the one that, sits back and stress over the fact that ain't nothing good happening, but refuse to go out and actually do something to make something happen. I'll be in turmoil about some stuff, like my money ain't looking right, I ain't making enough money, but instead of doing something about it, I try to go back to work.
Mm. Yep. That's all a person knows. It's work. It's how to work with their hands, how to be a grunt worker. Like,
it's like I'm not at work right now, so I'm not making no money. So, I ain't got no confidence in what I'm doing. So let me go back to work. That's the only place I'm confident in what I'm doing. So let me go back there. But I just told you that every time I smell the building, I get sick. Like we create so many obstacles for ourselves for the way we thinking, bro.
Exactly.
Like it's not even like half of the stuff that we stress about and half of the situations that we create in our minds not even that deep. Like it's just us being our own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what, like, bro. I promise you, like we the smartest beings in the world. Like human beings. We're the smartest beings in the world right now. Like or as far as I know. Men in Black proposed the idea that there are, the Little Blue Planet project. I ain't gonna say Men in Black because Men in Black was just a sci-fi, but the Little Blue Planet project, proposed the fact that, or the idea that there are other life forms on Earth masquerading as us, and you know, for as far as I know, we are the most intelligent beings on this planet. However, even though we're the most intelligent beings on this planet, nobody can explain why 90% or 99% of our population don't know how to control their own emotions and their feelings and outcomes in life. And not only can they not control it, they don't even know they have the ability to control it. So you're just going through things just to be going through it, and you don't even feel like you have the power to even conjure up something good for yourself.
Mm. So,
We're the first
mm,
we're the first ones to believe in the Bible and the stories in it, or whatever religion that you were part of. We're the first ones to believe in that. We're the first ones to say, pray to God, but we're not the first ones to believe in our own abilities to manifest something. And I think that is the weirdest thing.
I feel that. All that, everything you said, the whole controlling your emotions, the fact that we dwell into negativity so easily, when in all reality we have the power, we have the mindset, we have the ability to be successful, to be happy. And I just listened to S2S, and they were talking about something along that line. They had got a question, and it was like, hey, you know, every time I see you guys on the podcast, or every time I hear you guys speak with so much enthusiasm, and you seem to always be happy. And it's like, everybody's out here struggling. Everybody has a battle to deal with, their own personal issues and XYZ. But 9 times out of 10, the people that you see that, you know, some of them, yes, are masquerading on social media and all this other stuff, but some are genuinely happy because they're genuinely in their gift. They believe in themselves. They're out here. If they mess up, they get right back to it, figure it out, and push forward. Like all those people you see that are so magnificent, so successful, well, they have the drive to not stop. Like they come up to a challenge or a problem or something, and they figure it out and they move forward, or they get
Mm-hmm.
help even. Like
Yeah.
no one said you got to do this all alone. A lot of times people be sitting there struggling, just sour, bitter, and all this other stuff. And like, did you ever
They don't
just
even ask
ask
for
for
help.
help? Yeah.
They don't even ask for help.
I'm like, so there's so many people out here just willing to just help somebody out. They be looking to help somebody out. That's their whole niche, is just helping people out. And you,
Bruh, that reminded me of one little situation that I had with one of the dudes that we constantly use as a topic for this podcast from Amazon. We had my man doing something, and we like it, the fofu position.
mm, mm-hmm.
You know, we had and for those of you who trying to figure out what fofu mean, it means fix our fuck ups, because we messed up so bad at my job that like we had to put somebody in position that wasn't in our actual position to just bounce around and just help us out where we needed help at, because we were so unorganized. So it was a clusterfuck of just problems. So we always had to have somebody, to bridge that gap whenever we needed to. So we had two people on that joint. And one of my dudes, he was just he was doing his thing, man, but he was talking while he was doing it. And the other dude, he was, he was doing his thing, but he was doing his thing in another spot. And then his spot got blown up. So he came back and was snitching on the other dude because the other dude wasn't helping him. And, you know, Bree looked at him and was like, hey, hold up, stop. He kept complaining. She was like, stop. What did you do to fix this? And he like, what? She was like, why are you telling us this? And he was so confused. He was like, yo, like, I'm trying to tell you because you like he's not doing, why are you telling us he's not doing it? I'm like, yeah, that's good to know. But, but why are you telling us? Like, what are you doing right now? And he was just like, this is not my problem. It's your problem. She was like, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's fair. We're leadership, obviously, but like, you have control over the situation. Like, what are you doing about it? And dude got pissed. He didn't even understand that with like the message that she was trying to get. And what I'm going to say to y'all is that like you're sitting back struggling in your own way. You in your own way, your thoughts and feelings about other people or other situations, you in your own way, you don't even understand that you have what it takes to fix your own problems. But instead, we have been so conditioned as blue collar people to put ourselves in a position where we don't even have our own power. We give our power immediately to somebody else as blue collar individuals. So what ended up happening was my man said, this is not my problem. I'm telling you because it's your problem and it's affecting me. She looked at him and said, no, that is your problem. And I was like, dog, for real, it's not our problem. Like, we've already been going through this, which is the reason why we put you on this problem. Like, we're leadership. We've done our part. And he was just so pissed. And I was like, look, the only thing we're trying to tell you is that you should have went to him before you came to us. He came up and complained about this man for about 15 minutes. And I told him to go over there and talk to that man. I said, look, go ask him to come help you. He went over there, asked my man to come help him, and he was like, yeah, sure. I got you, man. I got you. And walked over there with him. But before bruh, like, he came over there, was like, he not helping me do this. He not helping me do this. Bro, he don't even know he's supposed to be helping you do that. That man is in his zone right now. What are you talking about? So, like, for real, bro, people get in this mindset where like, you going through something for so long, bro, and I promise you, yeah, I promise you, I understand where you coming from, yeah, especially black folk, bro. Like, we get in this, this this mode where we like, yo, it's the world against us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, you get to this point where you've been doing something for so long, you've been struggling for so long, where you start to convince yourself that if somebody was going to help me, they would have already been doing it. So I shouldn't have to ask for help because people see me struggling. Bro, what kind of sense does that make? Everybody is so focused on what they got going on that if you don't put yourself in their attention, how else would they know that you even need their help?
Yeah. It makes me think of how, like, and we mentioned, you be the star player, be the star player in your life, and basketball reference. Everybody wants to pass the ball. They don't want to be the person to take the shot because of all the pressures, all the things that the doubt that they put on themselves. If I miss this shot, I'm gonna let the team down, and all this other stuff but you're not the only one out there, dog. you got like 4 other players. You got, if it's football, you got a bunch of other players that have your back. You got people in place doing a certain job to protect you, the quarterback that's supposed to throw the ball down there to get a touchdown or whatever. And it's like people don't wanna boss up. They wanna easily just pass the ball, pass the blame, pass the
But
pass the baton, the weight of whatever to someone else, but they don't wanna deal with it. They don't wanna solve. Because once you solve it, you can move forward. Then you life is a problem. Life is a big old scroll and you just unraveling problems. That's all it is. You know. But we get
yeah,
stuck on one problem.
Oh, I thought you were done. There was a long pause.
Oh.
You good? But
Yeah.
I don't want to contradict anything that we're saying here, but like y'all remember, like Kobe felt like he ain't have help, and he was known as a ball hog for years.
Mm-hmm.
Like people complained about Kobe not passing the rock for years. He felt like he was the only one that can get it done. If something needs to be done and it needs to be done right, then I need to be the one to do it. And Kobe had that mentality. I am going to do it right because I am the only one that can do it. And for whatever reason, like if you in a position where you're not asking for help, you need to have that mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's not up to anybody else to get me out of this funk. It's up to me. It ain't up to my friends, my family. I shouldn't be sitting on the sidelines waiting for somebody to come. Like, bro, like nobody wants to throw a life raft to somebody who ain't swimming towards the ship. Like for real, like if you out in the water and there's two people drowning, or one person swimming towards the boat, you just up there with your arms up, just like just going along with the waves, like bro, like nobody's gonna throw the life raft to you, bro. Like it's not how that works. Like bro, life rafts are heavy, like for real. Like the real joints, them joints are heavy. I'm not about to I'm throwing that joint to the dude who won't actually get to it. So regardless, bro, like you gotta have that mentality of even if I don't have anybody, which you should, bro, like you should. But even if I don't have anybody, I am going to fight like hell to do everything in my power to make sure that I am helping myself at least. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to be grinding so hard on your own that when the next person come in to help you, they got a platform to help you out on. Like you can actually tell them what to do. Like, but some of y'all get so much in this pity party that even if you did get help, when somebody miraculously see that you struggling for the first time ever, and then they jump in to help you, they don't have anything to push on. It's like you just jump in a pool full of sand and you just trying to push sand. Like you're not doing nothing. Like you got to have a board for them to push on or some kind of containment. Like are we pushing the ocean or are we pushing a bucket? Because one of those things is impossible. But you in the middle of the ocean trying to Jackie Chan that joint, like you just like, and you going nowhere. But if you were to get a little bit focused and start focusing on your own goals, your own dreams, and whatever, like the moment that somebody jump in, they're like, "Oh shit, you've been grinding." They're like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Yo, what you need me? What you need me to do?" He's like, "I need you, because you got this skill and this move. Take this bucket up the ladder." They're like, "I bet, but I can't take an ocean up the ladder. We know you need water at the top. whoop-de-doo. We know you need water at the top, but we can't put a ladder in the ocean and move water to the top. It's just, it don't work that way. I hope that makes sense.
But it, and it really doesn't take much, you know. Maybe it's the environment that keeps people down that low, but like something in you has to be like, yo, I want better, I want differently. I walk outside and I see the same thing every day. I wanna see what cherry blossoms look like. I wanna see what, authentic bamboo looks like. I wanna, travel the world and see the sights. All I see is Lawrenceville. All I see is
Chaos and misery.
chaos and misery. That's it. Like the school systems ain't getting better. The retirement age has went up. We got people out here complaining about gas 24/7. All
That's not
gas
still a
went up.
thing, is it?
It is, dog, and it only be
Why? The
changing.
gas prices going down.
That's
In
what
the
I'm
last
saying.
2 days, the gas prices have gone down.
But it's the fluctuation. Like you'll drive 10 minutes up the road, and this gas station is a little
Bro,
bit more than the
you
gas station
can't
back
still
there.
be in
I'm
a
like, what?
you can't still be in an environment where people are still talking about that, bro. I refuse to believe it.
It is insane. Hey, if it's there to complain about, people gonna complain about
My God, I ain't heard that complaint in ages, dog.
it.
My God.
I'm like, and the thing is, they was at the pump paying for it, and I'm like, you still paying for it? What are we doing? I'm like,
I mean, like, bro, what you gonna do? You gonna walk? Your fat ass ain't walking nowhere. So, like, what are we talking about? You ain't about to buy you no bike.
and I'm just like, if you truly in your hearts of hearts want better, just get out there and do better. Like that's all it is to it. Um, your home or your roots will always be. Actually, your roots will be wherever you plant them. But the start of your story will always be where you started. But the end of your story, you choose where the end of your story lies, and wherever you want that to be, make it happen.
No, I wanted a stronger finish on that one. Um, uh, that would have been a bomb ass highlight. Um, yeah, bro. I feel that because I refuse. I refuse to end like my dad ended. And at this rate, that the things that I've been doing right now, like, no, in all due respect to my man, but like, you didn't have the life that I wanted.
Mm.
So like, I'm not, I'm not going to try hard to get the life that he had because it's just not the life that I want. It's not the life that I saw for myself. It's not the life I saw for my family. And with that being said, like, yo, it's necessary to move forward and do the things that you want to do. Like they said, you gotta jump. Steve Harvey said you gotta jump. And the problem is that we get so afraid of losing the stuff that we had. And bro, I just realized, like, yo, we attach ourselves to frivolous inanimate objects so much so that it makes it hard to move forward in life. Like, get how deep that is. Like, yo, you're not even fulfilled, but you got a bunch of stuff. But then when you try to get rid of the stuff so you can stop being weighed down, uh, you know, I think that one might be for another episode. It might be, but Yeah, like, and I said that because like we obviously downsizing right now, and we gotta get rid of a lot of stuff, and that has been the theme to our days ever since we started. Just moving stuff around, throwing stuff away, and I'm getting to this point where I'm just like, yo, all this shit got to go. Like we taking our asses, the dog, and the baby, and we're going. And Alyssa's like, nah, we gotta keep this stuff, and like we got stuff like this right here, and the stuff that we can't possibly take with us, but it's just stuff that we've accumulated over the years. And I'm just like, yo, it's an anchor. Like, let the anchor go. Like Spotify, let the anchor go. uh, People who don't do podcasts ain't gonna understand that reference, but yeah, um, you got it, Mark.
You stuff special. Uh, nah, that's real talk because there's whole studies. There's a culture that's one of their principles. Don't get attached down to uh frivolous things or things that
Stuff.
yeah, things that stuff that'll weigh you down, or or just like don't have strong attachments to things that don't serve you and whatnot. That whole sand art, you know a gust of wind blows all that away, and that's the premise. They'll make this beautiful mural with intricate designs and all this other stuff just by moving grains of sand, and it takes a while, and at the end of it, they admire it, and then boom,
High tide comes.
they move on. No one gets mad, no one gets upset. For some reason, uh, like we mentioned before at the beginning, that whole getting stuck on celebrating, that that's tied in with that principle. Once you accomplish something, all right, hooray! Now it's time to move on to the next one. Or move on to just in life in general. You're supposed to continuously evolve in this life.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely a principle that people forget. Continuously evolve, and I think like if you don't evolve one time, at least one time, then you just don't even understand that you're not evolving. I think the lack of exposure for some people is so deep that, and let's be real, like those people who lack that exposure, they're not listening to this podcast. Like they should be, but they not. And I ain't trying to disrespect nobody, but a certain type of person who's in a certain position in life with a certain type of mindset, they don't even seek the information to move forward. It's almost like you don't know, but you don't want to know. You don't want to be made aware that you don't know. Like you speculating it, but you don't want to be made aware that you don't know. And I think that's where most people feel at, because like, yo, like I knew for a fact that I was heading in the wrong direction. I promise you, I was in the army at the time. I had been in for like 4 years at the time, and I'm just like, yo, I don't like the direction that my life is going in. So let me look up something real quick. Let me try to find out how to make money online. And that's the question I typed in: how to make money online, because I knew that there were people out there doing it. And my God, I was exposed to some stuff. And then I kept getting exposed to stuff. And I continuously got exposed to new people who kept exposing me to stuff. And then next thing I know, I'm sitting down at a table with somebody 5 years younger than me, and like a whole team of about 20, 30 grown ass men and women. And this person that's younger than me pulls out a grip and said, "All right, we don't have enough. Go to the room. Tell her boyfriend to go to the room, get the other stack, so she can finish paying for this meal." Bands, bands, bro. Like I'm just like, oh wow, like, and this is somebody who ain't doing it by a black woman that was 5 years younger than me. I think she was like 23 at the time, and
Mhm.
22, yeah, because I had to think of how old I was at the time. We in New Orleans, you know, everybody we eating sushi, shrimp, fried rice, all type of stuff. Fancy ass restaurant in the Westin Hotel, bro. Like right at the bottom of that joint, right across from the Superdome in New Orleans, bro. We was just sitting in that joint, just chilling. That was the time where she looked at me and was like, you ain't get nothing?" I was like, "No, I got food upstairs." She's like, "I ain't asked you yet. Get order some food, bro. I know you hungry. You ain't ate all day." And yeah, so um, man, so uh, that experience, bro, it changed me. Like I'm sitting up here struggling to figure out how to get my car out of the parking garage so I can make it back to Virginia, and somebody who's a fraction of my age is dropping stacks on dinner for no reason. Like, what am I doing?
And with
What
all
am I
that
doing here?
said, with all of that, if your experiences in life are not motivating you, are not pushing you to do better, you're having the wrong experience. You're having the complete opposite experience that Mac had. You're going through life and you're just like, all right, this is where I'm going. Just settle, start a family, and we gonna be here. You know, if your experience through life, if your journey to greatness isn't one of I want to travel, I want to do better. If it's not something extravagant, something grand, you're having the wrong experiences. Because life is extravagant, life is grand, and if you're doing anything that doesn't follow that line, you're just out here just wasting away, dog.
Man, I for real, man. I get so hurt when I see people just doing some mundane stuff, bruh. And I ask questions and they can't even answer me, bruh. Like they don't even understand that their lives are on pause. Like it's almost like you watching something and you hit the pause button on the stupidest face that you can have on, like the characters can have on TV. You got like both your eyes looking in two different directions, your mouth open all twisted, your eyebrow like you got one eyebrow hiked up like some like you confused about something but surprised at the same time. Like you just making the stupidest face that you can possibly make, and I feel like that's what people doing with their lives right now, man. I feel like you are in a position where you have the prime you like you're in a prime position to understand that your life isn't moving the way you thought it would be moving. And you know, for the most part, I think people stay away from that acknowledgement because if they had to acknowledge it, it's painful. And because when I acknowledged it on my end, it was painful. Like I had a revelation that you know that things were not lining up the way they should have been lining up. I was with the wrong person. I was in the wrong position. I was at the wrong job. I was driving the wrong car. Like I had the wrong mentality about life. It was a lot of things going wrong that I had to address, and it didn't feel good. And I think that's the reason why people decide to stay in their safety net because once you start breaking outside of your comfort zone, part of breaking outside of your comfort zone is letting go of your last comfort zone. And when you got to let go of your last comfort zone at the beginning, when you don't know anything, you're letting go of attachments to who you are at your core, and you had to completely change that. You had to completely obliterate that. And I think that's what people where people have that disconnect, that where they decide that they don't want to move forward and be and change their situation because it hurts so much.
Yeah. It people don't like to go through pain. Um, even when it's growth pain, it's growing pains, and it's like there's no other way to
But
evolve but
let's
to
see,
go
at the
through pain.
beginning, you don't even know it's growth pain. It's just painful.
Yeah,
You don't have the you don't have the you don't have the discernment to understand that the pain that you're going through is for your own good.
big facts. Yeah, yeah. And I was gonna say, prime example is weightlifting. You know, a lot of people expect to go in there, do a couple of weights, do a couple of sets, and then just go home. I mean, but like if you're not feeling the burn or feeling the pain, you're not really your workout is kind of wasted. You have to tear the muscle fibers to for them to repair themselves and grow stronger.
Yeah.
But people don't see
Yeah.
that. They want to avoid the pain as much as possible.
Hmm.
But through pain, there's growth, people. Through pain, there's growth. Through challenges, there's wins. You know? People don't understand. Don't understand.
And like I've seen people spend their whole lives trying to stay away from pain. And you'll notice these people when you see them, because you'll have an idea of doing something, and you know for a fact that you're gonna feel some type of pressure when you do it. You know, you're gonna follow your dreams, and there's gonna be a lot of people telling you no, or there's gonna be a lot of people telling you that black people don't, or you can't do that, or I don't want to buy from a black person, or you can't be Stanley, or you can't rap like NF, or you can't make games like Game Freak, you can't write like James Patterson. Like, bruh, I promise you, the list goes on and on and on when as it pertains to people telling you that you can't do what you said you wanted to do. And the problem is that you're going to be around people at the beginning. This is just the beginning problem. This is just a newbie situation, right? You're going to be around people who are going to tell you or try to talk you out of going through that pain to begin with. They're going to tell you things like well, it's okay if you don't do, at least you got, but what about dot dot dot, like they're going to say things like that to try to make it okay for you to be where you are right now. And I don't know why people do that. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I can't really, like, i have the I have the ability to make this X amount of money, bring this much influence. And you tell people that, and they're like, and the first thing that they do is try to get you to backtrack. Like, I don't understand that. I've never understood that. Like, yo, for real, like, you should be like, our whole family broke right now. A whole family broke. Like, everybody just, we make one source of income, and that's the job that we work at. Everybody,
Mm.
whole family. We ain't got no businesses. We don't own no real estate. So the first thing that comes out of your mouth when I say that I'm trying to do something for this family should never be, bro, well, you might want to think back on it. Don't you, like, bro, like, shut up. You ain't got no room to talk. You ain't got no room to talk because our family is busted right now. We broke. If we die right now, there's nobody here to pass this name on. There's nobody here to move forward. So the last thing you need to do is try to keep me from my destiny. I said that we're gonna make something of ourselves. I said that we're gonna be a staple in this society. Our brand is gonna be a household name. Like for real. Like when I say stuff like that, you need to just shut up and be like, okay, yeah, you got it, bro. What can I do to help? Sign my name on the line. But bruh, I promise you, people can't co-sign your dreams, but they are quick to co-sign on a car that they know you can't pay for.
Ooh, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being real, bro. Like, yo, for real. Like, I seen people, and like, I promise you, dog. I promise you, I work in automotive sales right now. I've seen people straight up just like they go through hell and hot water to get something that they don't need. Find a co-signer to sign on the dotted line for something that they don't need and something that they can't pay for, something that they can't afford. But the same people, if they had dreams and goals, they wouldn't even entertain that conversation about the dreams and goals with the person they just co-signed on for a car or a motorcycle or whatever.
I don't know what that is, man. It's weird. Cause I mean, it don't take much, and it's like I don't know why we're not in more of a mindset of, all right, if you eating, we eating. I lift you up, you lift me up, and we go back and forth, and we just see how high we can make this tower, how high we can make this this platform or whatever. You know, not a lot of people are on that, and we see cultures do it and they're thriving. We see people do it in general. Your favorite influencer, YouTube or whatever, they have teams behind them.
Yeah.
They have friends with them while they leveling up.
Yeah.
But we can't even get a group of friends to just go out properly. You know, we can't even get them to support, donate, whatever. You know, people are so quick to see what you're doing, glance at it. Like, why are you doing that? That
Or
ain't
just
gonna
don't
help
even
nobody.
acknowledge it at all.
That too. Some people would rather shoot you down. Some people would rather just ignore you completely, not even help, and complain about why there's nothing new in the world. You had your chance to be the donator, the fund starter, the
You had your chance to invest in Facebook when it was still at college.
you missed your chance.
You miss your opportunity.
Somebody else invested in that same thing that you saw. You was gonna be the first investor, but you waited too long. You missed your opportunity, and now this
Like
thing
we
is
could have
worth
worked together.
millions.
We could have worked together on it, and you decided that you didn't want nothing to do with it, or you were too focused on what you had going on. Which I mean, that part I get. You were focused on what you had going on. The problem is that you ain't got nothing going on.
Mm.
That's the problem right there. Because you were too focused on what you got going on, but you ain't got nothing going on. I will easily, gladly move aside for somebody who is making an impact on the world. Gladly. As long as we got mutual respect for each other, bro, I will gladly help somebody push their stuff into the next level. Like, but the and I've been able to, and I think it's because I've been doing too much, honestly. Like I think I understand when something isn't going to work now. Like I understand proof of concept now. And the problem with most people is that, like, people are getting in these situations where they, and they come up with idea after idea after idea. Like every 20 minutes, you got a new idea. You got something new going on. There's no development here. Everything is just, what if? Like you ain't got no goal. Everything is just what if. Like you ain't got no plan. You ain't putting nothing together. Ain't no spreadsheets. Ain't no documents. Ain't no research done. Everything is just what if. You just out there just throwing ideas out there. But yeah, like you just like Eddie Ed, Ed and Eddie. Like you just doing stuff and you have absolutely no plan to back it up. And people get in those modes sometimes, man. And I'm just like, I'm not. I'm and I think one of the reasons why we call this the Dirty Trump podcast because we like to address the elephant. And I have addressed the elephant on a few people, and I asked them like, "Yo," and Marcus seen it happen one time. I'm glad he was there to witness that conversation because I didn't even believe it when it was happening. But a girl said, I've always dreamed of being a photographer. And the moment I started asking questions about her being a photographer, we moved into that conversation fairly quickly and just realized that, those were just words. There wasn't no research behind it. You ain't never owned a camera. Like how have you dreamed to be a photographer? Like you only, bruh, I can't take nobody serious if they say they want to be a photographer and don't know what B&H photo is. I can't. I can't take you serious. Like it just doesn't make sense. I'm not even a photographer. I know what B&H photo is. Like what like for real, man. Like some of y'all just saying words. And you just think you just saying the words because they sound good. But no, man, you gotta make sure that you are fully indulging yourself, like just how you wrap yourselves up into your job. Just like your job got you boxed in like a gift. Like for real, like every day, all 6 sides of your life is about your job. But you got to gradually take one of those sides out and fill it with something that you're supposed to be doing for your future. And I think the problem is that most people are too focused on work and too focused on staying where they are, that they're not focusing on finding a way out. Proof of concept got me thinking that I can just dominate the world right now. I have that proof of concept. I know what I got my hands on. So I'm confident that I'm able to move accordingly. And it took me a long time to get to that because at one point in my life, the only way I thought I could make money was at work. I promise you, I understand exactly where you're coming from. I do. I get it. But now I'm to this point where I don't even feel like I need a job. Get that? Like I just started a job right now and I'm making double what I was making at Amazon and I still don't feel like it's enough. Why? Because I know what I got my hands on. I know who I am. The only thing I need to do is cut off the dead weight, which is at this point, this job, so that I can focus on what I'm supposed to be focusing on. And you can do the same thing. It's going to take some work. It's going to take breaking outside a few comfort zones. Keep working at it, man. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to be easy. I never said it was going to be easy. I've had some tough days. I've had some hard conversations with myself. I had some hard conversations with Marcus. I had some hard conversations with my wife. I even had a hard conversation with Amara, and she can't even understand what the fuck I'm saying right now. But I had that conversation with her because I needed to have that conversation with her for me. I needed to understand what I was doing to her life. Bruh, I promise you, once you become intentional about the things that you are doing, the things that you're supposed to be doing, everything is going to fall in line when it's supposed to fall in line. The only thing you need to do is actually work on it. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's not hard. It's not going to take a miracle. Like you see the lottery pot. The lottery pot is high all the time. Whatever. It's legal gambling. They make it illegal to do a slot machine, but they make it legal to pay a kiosk for a lottery pot that ain't nobody actually winning. One random ass person, bro. They pick and choose who they able to. That's a whole conspiracy conversation I ain't trying to go into right now. But you see the lottery pot, you understand the odds of winning the lottery, right? But for some reason, y'all are equating your success to the same odds that it takes to win the lottery. And that's just not true. It's not. So focus on what you're supposed to be focusing on. Break outside the comfort zone that you're in and make your life happen, man. Make your life happen. You're in a box right now, and that's perfectly fine. Just work your way out of the box. That's it. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm not asking you to do nothing for me. This is for you.
Man. Alrighty, people. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mac. And before we go, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. And always remember that those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.